Hi, it's Terry O'Reilly. I wanted to tell you an interesting story about Sudbury Secondary School that affected me. So, we were so fortunate back in the 70s to have a full radio and television and film course at Sudbury Secondary School. So, we had a full studio. The teacher was Sterling Campbell, who was great, a very laid back guy who taught us how to use all the equipment. I mean, we had a full studio, all the equipment. Sterling was a very laid back guy. I liked him. He had an interesting history before becoming a teacher. He was a cameraman in Toronto, and one of his assignments was he filmed the Beatles in Toronto. And I'm the world's biggest Beatles fan. If anybody's ever listened to my CBC radio show, you know that. So that was kind of cool with Sterling. But we were so fortunate in Sudbury to have this full studio, all the equipment, and a teacher like Sterling to teach us all the basics and rudimentaries of putting together productions. So when I graduated from Sudbury Secondary School, I decided I wanted to further my studies in that career direction. So I applied to Ryerson at the time. And it was hard to get into Ryerson because there were only 125 positions, but over 1,200 people would apply for those positions every year. So very hard to get in. So in order to get in, you had to go down to Toronto and interview. So I remember getting on the Greyhound bus that day, driving down to Toronto, getting off the bus in scary Toronto, making my way to Ryerson into the interview room. And I was interviewed by Dr. Bob Gardner, who was the dean of the course. And I didn't know that at the time, or I would have been petrified. But he was very nice. But here's the thing. I was the only person in that room that had a reel under my arm. I mean, I brought a reel of television shows I had written and produced and films I had shot. Everybody else in that room was hoping to start their film and television and radio studies with Ryerson, and I came with 5 years of experience and a reel under my arm. That's how I got into Ryerson, because my marks in high school were kind of average. You know, they weren't terrible and they weren't great. They were just average, but I had a reel under my arm. And that's what got me into Ryerson, and that's what really charted my career, because from that day on, I have spent my entire career in radio and television and advertising. So that's the magic of Sudbury Secondary School. It really changed the course of my life.